What's going on, people? I hope everyone's having a good day. All right, we're going to talk about Bitcoin and the value, or how, in my opinion, I see how Bitcoin and its its purpose and presence is changing or creating huge changes that's going to affect many people, possibly even the world, or that it is already affecting people on a global scale. So when you look at Bitcoin, right, it's divided in denominations called Satoshis, right? So there's one Bitcoin and it's divisible by up to 8 decimal points. In some cases, it goes even further. I've seen up to 12, but it's generally divided in 8 decimal points, and those denominations are called Satoshis. So imagine if you see a Bitcoin or whatever, right? But you have, let's say, a fraction of that coin. Like, people say that there are only 20 million, maybe 35 million millionaires in the world. Okay? 20 to 25 or 35 million, however many millionaires in the world. But there will only be 21 million Bitcoin, which means the likelihood, and on top of that, to date, there's about over 17 million Bitcoins that have been created and mined, right? They're saying upwards between 3 to 6 million coins have been lost. So out of the 17.5 or 17.7 million that are out there, there could possibly only be 13 or 14 million that are accessible, and many of those are being held by individuals, who believe in the store value of the coin. So that brings the availability of the coin down even more. Okay? The accessibility and the availability is decreased even more. So if you have, let's say, a fraction of a coin today, they say zero point 0.1, a tenth of an actual Bitcoin, of a whole coin. If you think in terms of Satoshi, if you think in terms of, never mind what we understand as far as dollars and dollar value, price, just in terms of Satoshi, if you have zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is scarce, there will only be a certain fixed amount, limited amount. You're placing yourself in a group, in a very special group, if you own 0.1, 1/10, because there are people who will never, ever, ever hold 0.1. Should this thing reach the heights where it's just global, billions of people using the network, if you hold 0.1, there are many people who will never be able to do that. Ever. And that 0.1 does not go up and down. If you hold on to that 0.1, that tenth of a Bitcoin, it doesn't fluctuate in terms of price. And what I mean by that, in terms of United States dollar value, the dollar value can go up and down, move sideways or whatever. That can change, but your 0.1 doesn't. It doesn't change. So if you think in terms of Satoshi, it's almost like it's a brain tease. Imagine buying things in those denominations. You want to buy an outfit, you have to pay X amount of Satoshis. You want to buy a car, you have to pay X amount of Satoshis. You want to buy a house, you have to pay X amount of Satoshis rather than dollars. This is kind of like what I see how it's disruptive, because you're not basing the value of the coin in USD, because you're dealing in terms of the crypto. The numbers, the terms, the thinking changes. The thinking, it's a switch. And it's very hard. It's very hard to process initially, because it really is. And I'm not trying to diminish, but it just sounds strange to say, you know, this cost me 100 Satoshis. But should this thing reach the mass adoptive level that it's aiming for, you know, where this is something that is being used as a store of value, even to make payments, this is where the conversation will lead in terms of Satoshi. So whatever fractions of the coin that you hold, if you hold on to it, it never changes unless you decide to trade, to sell it. It'll never change unless you do that. So leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I hope everyone is doing well. And take care. See you at the next video.